Assalamualaikum and greetings everyone. My name is Nur Alia and today I will be presenting my individual assignment for FIN 546 Islamic Finance. The topic that I have chosen is the contract of safe custody, specifically the savings of Mudarabah. This presentation will explain the definition, the contract, the key elements or pillars, how the contract works, related issues, and the importance of this contract in Islamic finance. First, let us understand the definition of Mudarabah. Mudarabah is a partnership contract between two parties. The first party is called the Rabbul Mal, which refers to the capital provider, while the second party is called the Mudarib, which refers to the entrepreneur or the fund manager. In Islamic banking, the customer acts as the Rabbul Mal by depositing money into the bank, while the Islamic bank acts as the Mudarib by managing and investing the funds in Sharia-compliant businesses and investments. The profit earned from the investment will be shared between both parties based on the pre-agreed ratio. However, if there's any financial loss, the loss will be borne by the capital provider unless the loss happens because of the negligence of misconduct by the bank. Next, I will explain the key elements or pillars of the Mudarabah contract. The first pillar is the contracting parties. There are two parties involved. The first one is the Rabbul Mal, who is the customer or depositor, and the Mudarib, which is the Islamic bank managing the investment. The second pillar is capital, also known as Rasul Mal. The capital must be clearly stated, known by both parties, and usually provided in cash form. The third pillar is profit sharing. The ratio of profit distribution must be agreed upon before the contract begins. For example, the customer may receive 70% of the profit while the bank receives 30%. In Islamic finance, profit cannot be fixed in advance because this would resemble riba or interest, which is prohibited in Islam. The fourth pillar is offer and acceptance, also known as ijab and kabul. Both parties must agree to the term and conditions of the contract. In banking, this usually happens during the account opening process through written agreements. Now, I will explain how the Mudarabah saving contract works. The first step is when the customer deposits money into the Islamic bank under a Mudarabah saving account. The second step is when the bank invests the deposited funds into halal and Sharia compliant businesses or financing activities. The third step is profit generation. If the investment is successful, the profit will be earned from the business activities. The fourth step is profit distribution. The profit will be then shared between the customer and the bank according to the agreed profit sharing ratio. Finally, if there are losses from the investment, the financial loss will be borne by the customer as the provider of the capital, while the bank losses is effort and management time unless the loss is caused by negligence or misconduct from the bank. Although Mudarabah is an important Islamic finance contract, there are several related issues that should be considered. The first issue is the risk of loss. Unlike conventional savings accounts that provide guaranteed interest, returns in Mudarabah are not guaranteed because they depend on investment performance. The second issue is Sharia compliance. Islamic banks must ensure that all investment avoid prohibited elements such as riba, gharar, and haram business activities. The third issue is mismanagement. If the bank is proven negligent or irresponsible in managing the fund, the bank will be liable for the losses. Another issue is competition with conventional banks. Some customers may prefer conventional banking because it offers fixed and guaranteed returns, while Mudarabah profits may fluctuate depending on the investment performance. Next, I will discuss the importance of the Mudarabah contract. First, Mudarabah promotes Sharia-compliant banking and helps Muslims avoid interest-based financial transactions. Second, it encourages the concept of profit and loss sharing, which creates fairness between the customer and the bank. Third, Mudarabah supports economic growth because the deposit funds are invested into productive halal businesses and economic activities. Lastly, the contract promotes an ethical financial system based on the transparency, cooperation, justice, and shared responsibilities. In conclusion, the Mudarabah contract is an important concept in Islamic finance that allows customers to save and invest money according to the Sharia principles. This contract emphasizes fairness, ethical investment, and profit sharings between customers and Islamic banks. Although there are some risks and challenges, Mudarabah remains one of the key Islamic financial contract that contributes to the development of a fair and responsible financial system. Thank you for listening to my presentation. That is all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and thank you.